Every temple in Kathmandu has a mysterious face carved above its main entrance. We bow to it every day, but very few people know its story. According to legend, thousands of years ago, when the Kathmandu Valley was still a vast lake, a guardian lived beneath its deep water. His name was Chepu. Chepu was the youngest brother of the mighty Garud and Makara, but unlike his powerful brothers, Chepu was different. His face was terrifying and he had the tail of a serpent. Ashamed of his appearance, he never came out into the open. Blessed by his mother, he remained hidden beneath the water, where no one could ever see him. One day, the great Manjushri arrived in the valley. He planned to cut through the hill at Chobha and drain the great lake to create a place where people could build a new civilization. As the waters began to recede, Chepu finally emerged from his hiding place. He stood before Manjushri and tried to stop him. His only concern was to save the lives of thousands of Nagas who lived in the lake. Chepu proposed an agreement. Manjushri accepted his request, but Chepu added one strict condition. I will protect your people forever, but neither you nor anyone else must ever try to look upon my true form. Manjushri agreed. However, one day curiosity overcame him. Unable to resist, Manjushri secretly began drawing a portrait of Chepu. The moment Chepu realized that Manjushri was looking at him, he became overwhelmed with fear and shame. In desperation, he began swallowing his own serpent tail. As more of his tail disappeared into his mouth, his frightening face became fully exposed. At the very moment, a farmer working in a nearby field witnessed the scene. Terrified by Chepu's monstrous appearance, he mistook him for a demon. The demon is devouring the Nagas, he shouted as he ran through the valley. The people of newly established city panicked. They pressured Manjushri to drive the terrifying creature away from the valley. Manjushri found himself in a painful dilemma. Although he knew Chepu was the city's true protector, he could not convince the frightened people. With a heavy heart, he banished Chepu from the city. But the next morning, the city was no longer the same. The temples stood empty. When the gods saw that people had cast out their one guardian simply because of his frightening appearance, they abandoned the city as well. Realizing the terrible mistake that had been made, Manjushri was filled with deep regret. To honor Chepu's sacrifice, he declared that from that day onward, the face of Chepu would be placed above the main entrance of every temple in Kathmandu, so that people would never forget the guardian they had once rejected. Even today, if you visit the temple of Kathmandu, you will notice the carved toran above their doors. At its center is the face of Chepu, holding two serpents in his hand while the rest of his body remained hidden. To this day, Chepu continues to stand silently above the temple gates, protecting the scared place of Kathmandu, just as he promised long ago.